Bonjour, mes amis. Christmas party season is well and truly up and running.
Yes, if you're hosting a bash at home, you'll probably still be wondering what tipples you'll serve your lucky guests.
Which is why we have 3 great French wines guaranteed to give you a joyeux Noël.
Master of Wine, Lynne Coyle, has all the details for us this morning. Good morning to you, Lynne.
Morning.
Hi, Lynne. We love seeing you in the show.
Yes, thank you very much. It's lovely to be here again, just before Christmas. So great day to talk about wines. La Belle Française this morning, absolutely all French. And very classic wines. It's a fairly traditional time of year. So I've gone with classic wines this morning, all available exclusively from O'Brien's.
And we're starting with?
This is a Sancerre, which is a Sauvignon Blanc, 100% Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire Valley in France.
Thank you. Merci.
OK, there we are.
Thanks,
so lovely, lifted, fresh, gooseberry aromas, bright. So a bit lemony as well on the nose.
Would people not be very adventurous at this time of year, purely because you're probably buying in bulk and hosting dinner for people? So you tend to go with the Sancerres or the wines that are the good old faithful wines.
Absolutely. And I think you typically would have traditional dishes at this time of year. So people quite often like to match traditional wines. And also you may be hosting older relatives who would have be more familiar with these more traditional type of wines, and they would have heard of Sancerre and things like that.
Seems like a good bedfellow for the turkey. It's a lovely citrusy kind of
gorgeous, lovely citrusy lemon,
isn't it?
Lovely refreshing acidity, lovely and clean.
Cut through all that butter and the stuffing.
Absolutely.
And Lynne, if you're catering for lots of different tastes, is that a good wine that suits most people, the Sancerre?
Absolutely. I mean, it's very dry, as you can see, but that's partly what makes it really a good match with food. Either whether it's nibbles on arrival, going into starters, going into turkey. You don't want anything that's too overwhelming in terms of flavour, because then it starts to clash with the food. So this is a really good all-rounder for Christmas dishes.
Yeah, it's dry and it's crisp.
It's $14.95. Is that
That's
the price?
right, yes.
Okay, great.
Love that.
Gorgeous.
So on to the reds.
On to the reds then.
Where are we going now?
This is a Saint-Emilion Grand Cru from Bordeaux. So again, very classic, very traditional in terms of where the wine is from. And mainly, the grape variety here is a Merlot grape. And Merlot tends to make quite a supple, very fruity, but still a bit of structure, still a bit of grip on the palate. So plenty of structure to match with food, but not too powerful.
Let's taste it, shall we?
It smells divine.
The aroma's gorgeous, isn't it?
Such red plums and blackberry, lots of fruit.
Really rich, lovely. You're a red wine fan.
I am indeed. I'm a fan. Yeah.
That's me now. That's me would go with the Christmas pudding. Little dessert.
Lynne is making a funny face there, Lynne.
I'm not actually.
With the fruits.
With your cheese, perhaps, and a few grapes.
It can go with things like roast beef or things like roasted aubergine for a vegetarian dish. It can definitely go with cheese. But more and more we're seeing dry wines paired with sweet food, or sweet wines paired with savoury food. And I always think that you should drink what you want and eat it with what you like to eat.
Exactly.
You know, I don't think you should be too tied into
Throw the rules out the window.
You should enjoy yourself, and you know it is pleasurable after all. So you should do what you want to do.
What price point is that?
That is $16.95.
Right.
That is delicious.
It is delicious.
And what about Lynne drinking different coloured wines with different foods in the one sitting?
That's absolutely fine.
Okay. But some people think it's not.
No,
It's a no-no.
I mean that's absolutely fine. I mean there's a thing about not mixing spirit and grain, not mixing grain and grape and grain, and be more in that zone than mixing different colours of wine.
So don't go having wine and beer, basically.
Wine and beer.
Not that you would ever do that.
Beer and wine, something fine. Wine and beer, feel the fear.
Feel the fear.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know
Never heard that lesson, Laura, no.
There's also people who say you shouldn't drink red wine with fish.
It's a truism.
With fish?
Red, you shouldn't. But of course, as Lynne says, drink whatever you think suits that dish.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes red wine and fish, you can get a hint of metallic, but it depends on the fish. If the fish is strong enough and rich enough, then definitely you can match with a lighter red wine.
Where are we off to now?
OK, we're off to a non-alcoholic Cabernet Sauvignon. And this is zero alcohol, so you don't need to worry about mixing this with anything at all, because you'll be perfectly safe with this wine. Cabernet Sauvignon from the south of France, zero alcohol, so perfect choice for people who are looking not to or want to moderate what they're drinking, or in fact are driving, or health reasons or whatever.
It is important, Lynne, to have a non-alcoholic option, isn't it, for people, especially as you say, if they're driving.
Really important to have a non-alcoholic option. And O'Brien's, we're seeing lots of people coming in looking for non-alcoholic wines. And
which is great. There's an awareness out there.
Exactly. And I think the thing that's interesting with these wines is that they are made 100% from those grape varieties. So there's a lovely grapey character.
Yeah.
You can serve it in a wine glass. It looks like wine. People don't feel like they're missing out.
You feel like you're part of the party, don't you?
Exactly.
And they are fermented in the same way, and then just the alcohol is taken out.
No, they're
just before fermentation.
They're basically macerated to get lots of aromas and flavours, and then the fermentation is stopped. So they're not de-alcoholized. It's a fairly natural process. It just doesn't happen.
Like grape juice.
It's like grape juice.
Yeah.
And the price
And
point
always
on
more
that?
affordable
It's
than as well.
£6.95.
£6.95.
£6.95, yes.
Really lovely. I think that's
like
great.
wine, tastes
I'm going
like
back to the Sancerre, I'll be honest.
Looks like wine, tastes like
Are you?
wine, and you feel
All
like
the
a
way.
grown-up when it's in a glass like that.
Yeah.
So that's
What am I
fine.
going for?
Sancerre for you.
Sancerre,
Classy.
really?
What are you going for?
Aidan?
Piggy in the middle.
The Saint-Emilion Grand Cru.
I think
Laura?
the same.
delicious,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't drink
Sam,
red
I'm
wine.
going to go with the white.
Yeah.
You're white. And I,
with the white.
you usually drink red, don't you, if you drink wine?
No.
You don't drink any?
Well, there, Laura.
No.
Oh, you can
Cheers.
have a small glass of
come
each
back
in
to the
moderation.
originals.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have
Exactly.
some white with the starters and
Education
red
is
with the main
amazing.
course.
Thank you.
And a happy Christmas to
Oh,
you.
happy
Thanks,
Christmas.
Lynne. Happy Christmas.
Chin chin.
Thank
Happy
you.
Christmas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.